Hello, welcome to my channel, The Jellyfish Journals. My name is Susie, and I just got home from work, and this beautiful box was waiting for me on the kitchen counter. So I thought I would go ahead and open it here, and that way everything that I think and everything that I'm looking at, you're seeing it for the first time with me and getting my very genuine reactions. I do know that this was sent to me by my mom. She texted me, I guess, about a week ago while I was out on one of my walks, and she just said that she felt like doing something nice for me and asked if she thought I would be interested in what's inside. And at first, I was not really sure. So I'll just go ahead and say she sent me the self-care kit, the new self-care box from Archer and Olive. And at first I was not too sure. I don't like to accumulate a lot of stuff. And I wasn't really sure how I felt about doing a self-care journal. But I told her I would look into it and see. And I went on their website and I kind of looked at some pictures, and I looked at, I guess, one of their unboxing videos that they posted on YouTube, and I actually fell in love with it, to be honest. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look and see what comes in this box. So and I think I've mentioned before on my channel that I like bees, and I have a friend that gifts me a lot of bee things, and she found these scissors and gifted them to me for my birthday. Although we only just got together a few weeks ago to celebrate, even though my birthday was in November. So it's just kind of funny, but I only just got them and I love them. I think she got them at Hobby Lobby. I feel like I've seen them there before. Anyway, all right, so let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at what's inside. All right, so this is the Rest and Renew box from Archer and Olive, and it says, "This is your toolkit and permission slip to prioritize yourself. Elevate your well-being with dedicated time for journaling and activities that allow you to rest and be renewed." So I'm not much of a reflective person on paper, so I do a lot of self-reflection. Most of my self-reflection comes when I'm on my walks or in the middle of the night when I wake up and I can't sleep. And I think I've said it before, I'm not a very mushy, that's not the right word. I don't know. I can't think of the term. Woo-woo, maybe? I don't know. I'm not one of those people that's very journally, like my feelings and all of those things. I like gratitude. I like writing down things I'm thankful for, things I'm joyful for. But I'm not one that will write down a whole list of, oh, I want to take a bubble bath 4 nights a week or even 1 night a month. Like, I don't enjoy bubble baths. I'm not one that's gonna have a whole skincare routine, or I need to go get my hair done. I don't have hair appointments regularly. I don't have a skincare routine. So I'm trying to embrace this idea that self-care doesn't have to fit in a box, oddly enough. It doesn't have to mean what everybody always implies that it means. And I guess when I say everybody, I mean when I look at self-care sticker books or self-care journal prompts and things like that, a lot of times they are leaning towards the bubble baths or the skincare routines or things like that. And I guess that's just not what self-care looks like for me. And so my attempt is, or I should say my plan is to attempt this new journal with the idea of, what does self-care look like for me, and how can I embrace self-care in a way that actually feels like self-care for me? Because a skincare routine, all of that stresses me out. Bubble baths, I find them boring. And I already forgot the other thing that I said, but basically all of the, like, journaling my feelings and my thoughts and all that, that stuff just doesn't appeal to me. So my hope is that I can turn this box into something that will feel like self-care for me. So let's see what comes in the kit, and then let's see how I think I might use some of this. So right away, it's got these water lilies, and that's kind of what sold me on this whole idea. So probably about 6 or 7 years ago, it must have been like 7, maybe 8 years ago, I don't even know, I went through a very painful divorce. It was very amicable. We're still very amicable, but it was very unexpected and not at all where I saw my life headed. Anyway, I was very emotional, very dark place for a long time. And one of my good friends, Tina, she sent me a necklace with a water lily on it. And it came with this little card that said something like, water lilies grow by pushing up through the mud before they reach the surface of the water, and that's where they bloom. And I don't know why, but that resonated with me. And so when I saw that was the theme of this kit, that kind of was what pushed me over the edge. So let's take a look and see. These are stamps. Of course, I'm going to open the one thing in the box that I'm least excited about. I am not a stamper. I've never stamped. As a teacher, I've stamped, but I've never like stamped anything in a journal or whatever. So I know a little bit about it. Like, I know these, I guess, adhere to this acrylic block here. And then you obviously push it in the ink and then push it on your paper. So I couldn't tell in the video, which sounds kind of weird, but I'm glad it's the right size to hold a lot of these. I don't know how much I'll use these, but I am going to try. So I'm trying to put my hand behind a little bit. So it says a day of rest, mindful moment, I'm grateful for. And then you've got some checkbox ideas. These are solid, so maybe with a white pen or something. Level of happiness, low or high. Oh, that's funny. I guess you colored in. The color of my mood. I don't know what you would do with that. I'll have to think about that. And then a temperature thing. This says checklist. I don't know if I really understand. There's like a circular thing here and then lines across the top and bottom. That is all one piece. Then you've got a self-care ritual, which I don't really follow anything like that. And so that's right there. All right. And then you have this color of the sunset, color of the sky. Those are a little cheesy for me, to be honest. I just, they don't fit my personality. So I think if, I don't know, I think they could be really cool if this really is your jam and you're not like the least bit afraid to do a self-care journal. I think that would be something really cool to just mark or track every day. I will say we get some pretty phenomenal sunrises here. I feel like our sunrises are more beautiful than our sunsets. But I just still don't see myself doing that. We've got a few of the lilies here, and then down here at the bottom, those I will definitely be using along with this big box here, if I haven't said that already. This I'm excited about. And then this here, there's like a dotted line with the pencil at the end and a straight line with a feather at the end. That could be kind of fun. And then I love this one here. Tomorrow I look forward to. I think I could see myself using that. So really, this is the scariest part for me. I don't know how much of that I'll use, but it definitely is less daunting since they give the acrylic block and the ink pad with it. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to have some fun and really embrace this kit the way it was intended to be. On that note, we have the little prompt cards, and I did just have a hiccup in my video. Somebody texted me, I think it was the attendance line at my daughter's school, and it kind of hijacked my video. So I'm going to try to not talk too much, but trying to go back and do some things that I thought were already recording. So these are just some prompts. I think these could be helpful if I'm really struggling with how I want to write about self-care, I guess. Like, I do see this as a journal, like in the sense of recording my thoughts and feelings, but I also want to have some fun decorating it because that's what's going to keep me to keep coming back to it. So some of these, like this one, what activity makes you feel playful or childlike? How can you incorporate more playfulness into your life without worrying about the outcome? And then the activity is engage in a playful activity today, like doodling, building something with your hands, or dancing around to your favorite song. If you have known me at all, you know that is very much a part of my daily life. It's not something I think about or something that I feel is self-care. I get that it is, but it's just such a normal part of my life. So some of these, I don't know if I would use that. But I do like the back of these, and I might glue one of these in once in a while just because this is so pretty. I will also say something like this, I may just try to be aware of when I do those things. So it's not abnormal for me to be silly and bust out in a song or dancing in the kitchen if I'm just in a goofy mood. But maybe the self-care part of it is acknowledging that in my notebook or in my journal and just saying, this is what made me do that. Maybe usually I'm feeling just really joyful and really light, I guess. Like I'm not feeling burdened by anything. So maybe that's how these will come about. Not so much I'm going to try this and do it, but maybe I'm just going to be aware of when I am doing some of these things. So those are the prompt cards. There's like fuzz on it. All right. Then we have this pen. And again, I already played with all this stuff on my video that did not record. This is going to drive me bananas. I put things back so that it wouldn't seem like I'd already opened it, which was probably dumb because I did already open it. So I'm just going to mangle this box and hope it lets me have my pen. Okay, see, now this is becoming more awkward than it was the first time I recorded it. Okay, haha, I gotcha. So I have already determined that this is a hexagonal pen because I counted the sides the last time I filmed this about 2 minutes ago. Anyway, this is a gold gel pen, and I did also already write a little bit in my notebook, but I'll do it again. So this is just my junk notebook. This is just where I write down ideas or things I have and do mock-up stuff. So this here, if you notice, it is pretty smooth, definitely very shiny, got a lot of shimmer to it. It's more of an orangey gold than a yellowy gold. I don't know how I feel about that, but I do love the heft of the pen, and I just love the, sorry, I guess I should hold it there. The lighting's a little weird down here right now. I don't know why. But I think I would definitely use this, and I might even just make it my dedicated self-care journal pen, so the writing is always in gold. That could actually be kind of cool. So we got a pen. Then we've got washi tape, which I've already looked at, but I'm going to look at it again, and we're going to pretend this is the first time I'm seeing this washi tape. Ooh. All right. So we've got 4 different rolls of washi tape, and I just love washi tape. It's just fun. So first we have this one here, and this has the water lilies on it. And so just really pretty. And I hope these are water lilies. I feel like the more I say that, the more I doubt myself, kind of like when you write the same word over and over and then you doubt the spelling. I do love that this matches the cards so well, so if you see what I mean, this could be really pretty to glue in there at some point. Then we've got this blue washi, and it's got the water lilies on it also. And if they're not water lilies, or I have said it wrong, just be kind in the comments. So it's got that gold to it. I love the lily pads in the background. That's really pretty. Then we have this striped washi, and I'm a sucker for striped washi. I know it's not everybody's bag, but I just think it's really pretty. It's got like alternating blue and gold stripes, and it's the same kind of like, I guess the deeper, no, I don't know. It's hard to tell with the gold, but it's definitely this color tone. And then we have this one here, and this one is, it has some prompts on it. So describe a moment today when you felt fully present. Think of something you're looking forward to this week. And it does repeat after those. This one's a vertical, which I love. I'll probably use a lot of that. But there's the repeat right there. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. And again, I'm not sure how often I'll use this, but I'm really gonna try. I'm really gonna try to try these things out. I do feel like it's a very massive roll of washi for 5 prompts. So we'll see. I may end up sharing this with my friend Amanda, who's getting into this also. So I may end up sharing that with her. But now we're moving on to the journal. And if you notice, it is still shrink wrapped, which means this is genuinely the first time I'm seeing it. I was about to cut the packaging off when I realized that my camera stopped recording. So this is definitely the first time I'm seeing it. As always, their boxes are just gorgeous, and it's got the same pattern on it. So let's go ahead and unwrap this thing. I did see it online, but there's something different when you look at it in person, I've noticed with these journals. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to set this here for a minute and let's take a look. So it is, I think, that vegan leather cover. Maybe it says on the box. It does not say on the box, but it is an A5. It has 192 dot grid pages. And it says it's even perfect for paint. So that could be an idea too, because I just love being creative. So I'm going to move these out of the way a little bit, and hopefully they don't roll away too much so I can set this down. So we have the same lilies on the side in the gold, and it's that same dark teal color. So it goes really well with the washi tape they sent. Nothing on the spine. I am a spine girl, so I may make something on my Cricut if I can find gold and put something on the side there. I just love something on the spine. And then, of course, the strap, which I'm guessing, yeah, the pockets in the back, and the pen tab, which I always rip out. And then on the inside, you've got those beautiful gold water lilies and lily pads. And so it's just a dot grid notebook. Oh, there's the little thingies they put in there with their ampersand. That ribbon got a little messed up there. Maybe I can clean that off. But the teal. And yeah, so that is everything that came in the kit. There's something so exciting about a new notebook. Now, I will say I ordered this off of Amazon, or eBay. And it does look like fewer pages. This one did not have the box, I don't think. Yeah, it's definitely fewer pages. So this is a big deal. Like, this has a lot of pages in it. I don't know how many they normally have, but in any case, that's what we've got there. Stick around. It's a little dirty on the back. Stick around and let's take a look and see how I decorate with this. All right, so you'll notice I have already ripped out that pen tab on the side, and I did debate leaving the pen tab so that I could keep this particular pen with it, but I just decided not to bother with it. I started out by using the gold gel pen that came with the kit to write my name, and underneath it, I just wrote, "Thank you, Mom." I always want to see, well, it's not her name, I guess, but I always want to see my mom in this notebook. Every time I touch it or look at it or think about it, I know my mom sent this to me, but I don't know, I like having a little nod to her right on the very first page. So I could not wait to get into this washi tape, so I decided I was going to take the 3 washi tapes that came with the kit that are not the writing prompt ones or the prompt washi tape, and just layer them together. I very much love when I have a journal and the first few pages of my journal coordinate with the cover. I don't know why it matters to me, but it just, for me, makes it so much more pleasing when I pick up the journal and I see the beautiful cover on the outside, in this case, which is teal and gold with those water lilies. And then I open the journal and right away I'm just greeted with that same vibe, I guess is the best way to say it. So if you've seen my reading journal videos, I definitely have a nod to those pastel colors. If you've seen any of my other journal entries with my bee journal from Archer and Olive, I started that notebook off with a bee theme, and so I wanted to do the same thing here. The other thing I do is cover up the Archer and Olive. So sorry to the company, but I know it's an Archer and Olive. I don't need to see that every time I open. That means nothing to me other than I have a really high quality notebook. So I did some digging through my sticker books and I found this sticker that says blessed, and I'll link the sticker book down below. I did get it at Hobby Lobby. And then I decided I'm just going to layer the same washies in the middle and cover up that Archer and Olive logo and their website. Again, I just don't need to look at that every time I open my self-care journal. You are going to see a little bit of my persnickety-ness there, those horizontal stripes, well, diagonal stripes, I guess. I love them, but sometimes they throw me off and they end up looking crooked. I put the blessed sticker underneath the washi and decided I didn't like this white border around it very much. I love the gold. It's the perfect gold. You can see on this page where my name is and what I mean when I say it's a little orangey. It's not, I don't know, it's not as yellowy as the other gold. So there is my first page with my name on it and just the little word blessed there, because every time I open this notebook, I'm going to remember how blessed I am. And apparently that washi was still crooked. All right, on to the next page. I decided I wanted to do one more page so that way I wasn't walking away with just the name page. So I pulled out this farmhouse sticker book, also purchased at Hobby Lobby. And after testing a few Tombow markers, I found a beautiful teal color that really coordinates well with the cover of the book and the washi tapes that came with the kit. And I decided that since it's a self-care journal and since I am planning to do a little bit of writing in here, I wanted to just start the journal off with that. So that way the intent is set right from the beginning. So inside this farmhouse sticker book, there's all these little kind of like affirmation stickers. And I really loved how they're all so similar. They're kind of a navy blue color. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but I think the blue works well. And like that one says you have purpose. This one says bright ideas. But they're all really cohesive because the first couple words are all done in capital letters in print, and then there's another word that's done in cursive. And there's just something about it that felt very journal-y, very affirming, and I don't know, as a newbie self-care journalist, they just seemed like the kind of thing that should be or would be in a self-care journal. So flipping through this sticker book, it says it's a farmhouse sticker book. I don't know, it looks more boho to me. So I don't know, call it what you will, but I love this sticker book because it gives you the option to add in just some decor stickers, or you really could theoretically make a scene out of the stickers. There's little chairs and plants and end tables and wall hangings and stuff. Pardon me, sorry. I ended up not liking the bright ideas there. I thought when it came down to it, I really just wanted to stick with text stickers. So we've got a whole bunch of those just randomly scattered. And now I'm just going to take that gold gel pen and just journal a little bit. I'm pretty sure most of what I write on here is just, hey, I have a self-care journal now and I am going to do my best to use it, even though I have no idea what this is going to look like long term. So there is what I wrote, nothing too personal if you want to pause and zoom in. And I'm trying to decide what to do with that white space at the top. Some of the stickers ended up with a little white space around them, but I decided I wasn't going to worry about that. Worry is not self-care, so we are leaving worry at the door. I don't like the little squiggle I put under the date. Again, not gonna worry. We're leaving that behind. In a Happy Planner sticker book, and I'll try to link that one down below also, there were a lot of really large gold quotes, and I absolutely hate this white blank page next to my journaled page. I just cannot deal with a giant white blank page. So I decided I like these 3 words together, or phrases: be bold, be kind, be true. And there were little gold dot stickers you can see in the sticker book that I put between them. I liked the look of that. And now I'm just taking the edge of this little ruler and rubbing them down. I don't know if you guys ever have this, but sometimes those clear stickers, they're just not fully stuck down. And so you kind of, I don't even know what it's called. You just kind of see the little, not bubbles, I really don't know what they're called, but you can just see that it's not flush with the page. I poked around a little bit more, found another Happy Planner sticker book with these little blue butterflies, these navy blue butterflies. And there isn't a lot of blue in that sticker book, so I said they're gonna live here now. And I stuck those in there as well. And so those are the first couple of pages I did. Once I glue that little part down, I am all set. Let's take a quick look at what I did in the first few pages of my new self-care journal. So I like to decorate this page and the first few pages to kind of go along with the cover, so every time I open it, it goes along. I just used 3 of the washies that came with the kit to do a little bit of washi tape, and I covered up the Archer and Olive logo, sorry Archer and Olive, and I used the gel pen that came with the kit. Like I said, it's kind of an orangey gold, not sure I love that, but I'm gonna stick with it. And then on the next page, I just did some stickers here that say be bold, be kind, be true. I kept it very simplistic. And then I just did a little journaling here and had some stickers that had a little bit of encouragement. So we'll go from there and we'll see how this goes. But thanks for sticking with me. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.